start of another project then. This was inspired by these little fans that I found. Now normally EDFs, this is 30mm, are quite expensive, but this was an unbelievable price, less than 20 euros for the pair, one clockwise and one counterclockwise. I've tested them on my static test rig and they develop around about 100 grams of thrust at about 5.2 amps. I'm using these small drone style ESCs. 35 amps is way over the top for this little guy, but that will work. This one I've set up because these don't have a beck in them. I've just put a little 5-volt regulator on there to power the receiver and such like. Speaking of the receiver and such like, I've gone for this little ER4 receiver paired with my gyro of choice, which is the A3 Mini. Now I have tried a similar Vulcan project before, but it ended in disaster on the first flight, as you can see here.
Well, that was short and sweet.
Not too clever. Taken the same basic design, but instead of propping the slot, I wanted to use it as a test platform for these little EDFs. Made a thrust tube there, and the idea clearly will be that these will sit somewhere in the front of these tubes here. This is all very experimental, so I haven't really thought about it too much, but something like that. A pair of these fans hopefully will give us enough thrust to scoot around. There'll be only one way to find out. Progress has been made then, as you see, under the front cover here. You can see how I've fitted the two EDFs, and I've elected to put them slightly outboard rather than in the centre of the tube there, and to direct some air I've just put in this chamfered piece here. One of the reasons for spacing them further apart is that I'm going to be trying differential thrust on these to have a sort of a rudder type function. As these are clockwise and counterclockwise rotating, you have to elect which way they are going to spin on which side of the plane, and this I've just marked as the starboard engine. The theory here is that on most twin engine planes, as the propeller is rotating, at the top of its stroke it turns inward towards the fuselage. So that's what I've elected to do here as well. Regarding the thrust tube, it's made of this acrylic type sheet. I happen, as I'm very old, to have a box of old overhead projector slide material, which is excellent for this task. Acetate or something similar will work equally. And I just sketched out this trapezoidal shape. The front is the diameter of the outside of the fan, and the general rule is that the length will be 4 times, so that's 4 times 30 is 120 millimeters long, and the exit tube you can decide. I've gone for the conservative 90%, which gives me 27 millimeters at the back there, and I've just 3D printed a support at the front, which not only allows me to stick it to the plane, but also holds the thrust tube in place. At the exit, I printed just a round piece to form the exit of the tube. That's pretty much it for the moment then. What I've got to decide is how to lay out the electronics. The C of G is here on the plan. We have to be cognizant of that. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the battery yet, but that is the state of play. Here then is how I've laid things out. Got the battery situated there, and I don't have any room for error, so I'm going to have to use the servos for the elevons to set my C of G. Hopefully that will work out without having to add any additional weight. One curiosity you may have noticed is that although this is a PWM receiver for channel, I'm using it to run SBUS to the HobbyEagle A3 Mini, the gyro system there. However, it will still run PWM as well, so once you've configured using the UI, configure channel 2 to be serial, that will immediately make channel 3 serial as well, but you still have channel 1 and channel 4 if you choose to do it that way. Using the magic of ELRS as well, what I did just for grins was to map this servo, just to show you, on channel 10. I'm using my throttle, which is coming out of channel 1, is actually mapped as channel 6. I hope you're following along. The other throttle channel coming from the gyro. Using my new transmitter of choice, which is the FlySky PA01. Very happy with how that's working out for me. We can see our normal aileron and elevator there. The mixing is done in the gyro, so the radio is just set up for normal, as it were. There's my throttle channel.
Throttle active.
With an arm on it.
Throttle cut.
And I've also set up a mix which I'm going to try using the rudder to add to one of the motors to see if it will turn. Powering up then. There's a delay there between the two ESCs initializing. I'm not quite sure what that is about. Obviously one is coming from the receiver and one from the gyro. I guess the gyro needs a little time to get its act together.
Throttle active.
We can see that we have our motor control. Tested that out. And as I move the rudder function, one side's spinning up, which is as it should be. Just for amusement then, I've set up on my radio just a simple on-off on channel 10 to show you how that works. That can be useful if you want to use the gyro, but you need a couple of extra PWM channels, say maybe for landing gear or for flaps or something. Don't forget that you can remap the PWM channels to provide that function. As I said, the C of G will be set by placing the servos appropriately for the elevons. I will now go ahead and do that. Just one more thing that you may have noticed is this red cable here, which is the voltage sense. So I am a great fan of telemetry, and
11.2 volts.
I can get the battery voltage back to my transmitter. Excellent. See you in the next section. Here we are ready then to have the maiden flight. It's not very pretty, but as I said at the beginning, this is really just made up as I go along, and we'll see where it takes us. I've just sheeted over the bottom surface there. Bit of Velcro to hopefully hold the front down. We don't want to do a Donald Campbell. You've seen the layout inside before. C of G worked out pretty much spot on. And I've set up my gyro with a small amount of reflex or up elevon there. We'll see how that goes. Our wire there for our battery telemetry. Again, the delay there because I have one of the throttle channels on the gyro, and the gyro needs a few seconds to initialize. I could, of course, save myself the trouble and plug it into the other spare channel on the receiver. We'll see how we get on in this configuration. That's how it looks from the back there. If we leave it that way around for the moment, if I put it onto
Normal gyro.
that, just compensates for any uncommanded inputs, as it were, so the surfaces just move to correct. And we can also
Stable mode.
put it in stable mode, and that way if the model tilts, then the elevon will move in the opposite direction. Down, nose down, they go up. Nose up, they go a little bit down. To the business end.
Throttle active.
I can see that there's certainly some thrust there. Hopefully that'll be enough to get it into the air. There's only one way really to find out. Graham, old buddy, old pal. Yes.
A gentle bung.
Yes. Not sure this is going to last very long. And I don't know, underhand sort of lobby thing.
Yeah, I'll do you one of them.
Over the grass.
What's it, a Vulcan?
Yeah, it's Vulcan Delta type shapy thing.
Throttle active.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do a quick thrust test, see what you think.
Yeah, nearly full, I think.
Right. Okie dokie.
Yeah. Bit more.
Well,
It flies-ish.
interesting. I had it on medium rates, so
Low rate. High rate.
Will they go or?
see if it's intact.
I think it is.
It lasted longer than I thought it was going to.
Okay.
Okay.
You got a down on this one.
It's auto leveling
Oh,
theoretically, so
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Have to turn the gain down a bit on the gyro, I think.
Nice.
Well, that's amazing.
11.6 volts. 6 minutes.
Whee! Whoa. So, it flies against all odds. I think I need to turn the gyro gain down and maybe play with the throws. Although there's quite a lot of movement there, so probably just me. One more for luck.
Yeah. Just lost a bit off the nose.
Might improve it. Yeah, it's going to
I
say.
know why you stopped it there, because it was on the way to the dog.
Yeah, it's on the way to the dogs. Oh well, at least it's more or less in one piece, which is always a plus. And I think the design has potential. And those little cheapy fans, well, I'm not sure on the longevity yet, but they seem to do the job. Thanks for watching. El Cheapo EDFs.
€18
For the pair.
for the pair.
The pair!
Bloody hell!
Clockwise and counterclockwise.
The bottom has come away from.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
The bottom's dropped out.
The bottom's dropped out my world. Hiya, Keith.